There has been serious unrest in the land of Togo. For weeks, thousands of citizens have been going out into the streets, marching and shouting for change. They are tired of being ruled by the same family for nearly 60 years. They want a better life, better leadership, and true democracy. But instead of listening, the government responded with force. Police and soldiers were sent to stop the protests. Some protesters were beaten badly, some were arrested, and sadly, some lost their lives. Reports say that at least 7 people have lost their lives. Others have gone missing, and their families are still searching for them. Some bodies were even found in rivers. And while all this was happening, Ecowas, the organization meant to protect peace and democracy in West Africa, said nothing. No warning, no statement, no support for the people. Many Africans began to ask, why are they silent? But now, Ecowas has finally spoken. They have released a statement about the crisis in Togo, but their message has left many people disappointed. In this video, we will break everything down. What Ecowas finally said, what is really happening on the ground in Togo, and why many people believe Ecowas has failed to do its job. Stay with us. This is an update every African should hear. Let's start from the beginning. Togo is a small country in West Africa. For many years, the people there have lived under the same leadership. President Faure Gnassingbé has been in power since 2005. Before him, his father, Gnassingbé Eyadema, ruled the country for 38 years. That means one family has ruled Togo for nearly 6 decades, and now the people have had enough. They are tired of poverty, they are tired of police violence, and they are tired of leaders who stay in power without real elections. So in June 2025, large protests began across the country. People went to the streets, holding signs and shouting their demands. They were not holding guns. They were not causing destruction. They were just using their voice. But instead of being heard, they were attacked. But the people are still speaking. So what about Ecowas? For those who don't know, Ecowas stands for the Economic Community of West African States. It's a group of 15 countries in West Africa that are supposed to protect peace, democracy, and human rights in the region. But when the people of Togo were crying out for help, Ecowas stayed silent. It wasn't until after days of protest and public pressure that Ecowas finally posted a statement. On July 1, 2025, after several days of silence and rising public pressure, Ecowas released an official statement about the situation in Togo. Here's what they said. We are concerned about the protests in Togo. We call for restraint and encourage all parties to use dialogue to solve the issue. That was the full message. There was no mention of police violence, no reference to the reported deaths, nothing about the activists who have gone missing, and no clear support for the victims or their families. Instead, Ecowas called for calm and encouraged dialogue. Now this raises a few questions. What does dialogue look like when trust has already broken down? Can both sides truly talk when one side feels silenced or hurt? And if people are raising concerns about injustice, shouldn't the response go beyond just asking for peace? These are the questions many Africans, especially the youth, are now asking. And it's fair to ask them. Because when citizens feel unheard and regional bodies stay quiet for too long, confidence begins to fade. To be clear, we're not here to support one side or attack another. But as journalists, it's our job to ask, is this enough? Is this the leadership West Africans need right now? The conversation is ongoing. When there was a military coup in Mali, Ecowas responded quickly. They issued strong warnings. They imposed sanctions. And in some cases, they even closed borders. Similar actions were taken in Niger and Burkina Faso. In all those cases, Ecowas made it clear, military takeovers would not be accepted. But now in Togo, the situation is different. Civilians are protesting, people have died, others are missing, and yet the response has been much softer. And many Africans are not happy with the response. They believed Ecowas should have taken action on the Togo transitional leader. But the protests in Togo haven't stopped. Despite the risks, people are still going out. They continue to speak, to march, and to call for change. And now, because of platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, more people across Africa and the world are paying attention. This story is still unfolding. And as journalists, we will keep watching, asking questions, and reporting the facts. Because this is not just a Togo issue. This raises bigger questions about the state of democracy in many African countries. If leaders can stay in power without limits, if peaceful protesters can be silenced with force, then it becomes a concern for all of us. The world is watching, the people are watching, and the conversation must continue.